everyone, and welcome to this very beautiful episode of Shine Africa. We are at the Somata Hotel in BMC here in Yaoundé. And of course, I want to say a very big thank you to management and staff of this hotel for taking very good care of us. And I am still your host, Reverend Obongta Mirabel Serengwa. Today, we want to talk about women, something that is very special, very peculiar about women. Women worry a lot about their size, about what they eat, about wrinkles, about stretch marks. Fortunately or unfortunately for us, we have a fine guest in the house here in Cameroon who would be talking about that. And we also have one who calls himself a hyper-realist, a medical doctor that will be joining us from Lagos in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, before you see and know my guest, let us put our hands together for our guest artist, River Chris.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
It's River Chris. Je viens d'un petit village où tout le monde se connaît. On aurait même dit qu'ils venaient d'un même père et d'une mère. Les cœurs juste pleins de rancœur à cause de cette inquiétude qui ne cesse sans cesse de faire battre leur cœur. L'école pas très à la mode, les races spécimens qui s'y accrochent sont des rêveurs de tout genre qui se voient pas mourir pauvres. Moi je viens d'un petit village, un endroit tellement paisible qui emportera à jamais mes joies et mes peines. This is my life, this is my story. On s'aime plus fort, on sait pas comment s'y prendre, trop de divergences culturelles, on se comprend, et on se comprend, parce qu'au fond on ne fait qu'une seule personne. Oh dama bonjour, chez moi on te le dira, on te le dira, on te le dira. This is my life, this is my story.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep clapping for River Chris. Wow, that was a very beautiful, beautiful performance. And of course, we are now going to take our first guest on the show. And she is not only all what I told you at the beginning, she is also a lawyer. And of course, also a human rights activist. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for my guest, Joy Chefu. You're welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful. Very beautiful.
You too. I'm blushing.
You asked us to do the pineapple juice for you.
Sure.
Please come to my kitchen where we do the juice.
Okay.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
So tell me, why do you like pineapples?
I just like the fact that they are sweet and easy going.
Wow. And I guess it's also good for weight loss.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
For someone who's been struggling with weight all her life.
Okay, we're going to be cutting down on a lot of calories today here, just by taking down the pineapple juice, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have a juicer at home?
Yes, I have something. I think exactly this.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's normal for someone who has been taking care and watching the weight all her life to have something like this.
Because you need to use it constantly.
Yeah. Our juice is now ready. And so I serve you first.
That's why I'm your guest.
Special privileges.
Yeah.
My guests are queens and kings.
Wow. This is beautiful. The glass.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We try to do a lot of beautiful things on Shine Africa. What's your favorite color, please?
I love red. No, give me the peach, please. Give me the peach.
Okay, let me get a peach too.
Yeah.
Okay. And have a sip of it, please.
As sweet as I thought.
And just before we take leave of you, ladies and gentlemen, remember that a kitchen without a juicer is not alive. A kitchen without a juicer is not alive.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
You're welcome back from that very juicy break, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're just joining us, you're still on Shine Africa, and we are still at Somato Hotel in BMC. And I'm still in the company of my very pretty and beautiful guest. Not just my guest, but also my sister, my cousin. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us talk about who you are. I know that you are a lawyer and all of that. I know you, but the audience doesn't. So let us talk a bit about you. Who is Joy Chefu?
Okay. Let me just first of all say it's very beautiful, and it's a nice feeling when somebody in your family line believes in what you do.
Wow.
Because they always say a prophet is accepted
Yeah.
not in the homeland.
Yeah.
So I am a lawyer, and I am a human rights activist. I just love to specialize in women's rights and girls, because I noticed that in our society, most women are laid back and they feel comfortable with the fact that they are not able to do as much as men do. I believe more in the work for women and young girls, because we live in a society where most women are laid back, and they have been made to understand that as a woman, you can't do as much as a man can do.
Yeah.
Or there are certain things that are reserved for men.
Yeah.
Yes, so I believe in empowering the young woman and the girl child to make them understand that there are more possibilities out there for them. Yes, so that is just...
Yes. You started talking about your work, but not about who you are, where you come from, and all of that. So who is Joy Chefu?
Okay, Joy Chefu is a young lawyer I hail from the northwest region of Cameroon, from Bafu to be specific.
Yeah.
Both parents come from that area. I am. I come from a family of. We're just three siblings.
You went to school in SWA?
Yes,
That's where
I
you
went to. I first of all went to. I did most of my studies in the Northwest region, from the secondary to, from primary, secondary up to high school, and then I did my university studies in SWA, where I had my law degree, and I got called to the bar in 2014.
2014.
Yep.
Wow, that's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, as we did announce at the beginning of the program, we are now joined by Dr. Fola David from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm still in the company of my beautiful, very beautiful guest right here, Joy Chefu. And if you are just joining in, you're still on Shine Africa, and we're talking about some things that women consider to be imperfections. Everyone is watching their weight. Everyone is concerned about the wrinkles, is concerned about stretch marks. And fortunately for us, we have Doctor here to talk to us about some of those things. Doctor, can you begin by telling us who you are? I know you already, but the audience does not know. You're welcome to Shine Africa in Cameroon.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Fola David. I am a medical doctor from Nigeria. I'm also a visual artist. I work in the genre of hyperrealism. I'm also a speed painter, meaning I can paint people like less than 5 minutes. What I do with my art basically is similar to what I do with my medicine. I try to make people feel better about themselves. If I can do that in the hospital, I do my best to make sure it happens. And if I'm not in the hospital, I also try to portray or to achieve those goals with my art. And that's all I do, really.
Well, we thank you very much. I'm very interested when you talk about you being a speed painter. I have read that over and over again, especially when I watched your documentary on BBC. What does it mean to be a speed painter?
What it means is, at first, you're a performance painter, meaning you can make paintings in front of a large audience in less than 5 minutes. So while you're sitting, probably having dinner or lunch, I can make an image of you in less than 5 minutes, and it's really amazing when you see it being done.
So you're telling me you can just paint me now in 5 minutes? Is that what you're saying?
It's possible. Yes, definitely.
And when you do that, can somebody really take that home? Does it get dry? Because I know that when painting is done, sometimes they have to let it dry and all of that. So can someone really carry it comfortably around after 5 minutes?
Yes, it depends on the paints that you use. So mine, under 2 minutes, is dried already.
Wow.
Yes.
That's serious. Okay, now we are talking about imperfections, and this is lawyer Joy Chefu, and she is a human rights activist, and she also does a lot of weight. She watches her weight a lot, and she has problems also with how she looks in terms of wrinkles, in terms of stretch marks. Luckily for us, we have you, and you're so concerned about imperfections and the woman. Why would you decide to engage or be involved in something like that? A very young doctor, I mean.
Okay. For me, it happened when how I felt when I saw these imperfections. I worked with patients who did not feel like themselves. They didn't feel they had this severe lack of self-esteem and self-confidence because of how they look. And I didn't feel that way for them. You understand? I saw something different, so I decided to put it down as art. At the beginning, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just wanted to portray what they had, and suddenly I got a lot of messages. People were feeling way better about themselves when they saw my artworks. And I began to realize that it was actually making a positive impact in people's life. Just yesterday, a lady messaged me from London, and she had a particular skin condition she told me about, and she's been wanting to post it up, but she said she didn't have the confidence to. She has been having cold feet, and it's been difficult for her. And the moment I suggested telling her that, "Oh, you know what, I'm going to make an artwork of your condition and we're going to post it up together." And, she started crying and she was very happy. And this is what makes me feel like there's an actual impact, there's an actual connection that my artwork is making with individuals that are living with certain skin conditions. I've got a lot of pictures from all over the world, and it really touched me because at the beginning I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing.
That you were
But people
impacting
started sharing the
lives.
stories with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really touching.
Okay, before we come back to you, Doctor, I would like the lawyer to talk to us about being a woman. You're not skinny. Women don't like it when they say they're fat and they look like this and that. So, being a woman, why do you think that women, especially sometimes women who've had children, they still feel uncomfortable with their size, with stretch marks, and what would you like to tell them, or what do you think is happening?
Well, I think that most of the time after childbearing, the woman will want her body to go back to original. But it's almost impossible for most women because we all have different body types. That's true. Some people would not even look different. Others will put on so much weight and they would look all different with the stretch marks and in fact,
And then they spend the rest of their lives trying to put something on it that takes it away.
yeah, they will try to put on something that takes it away. But I'm not saying that women should just give up all the efforts that everything they can do to help them look better. What I'm saying is, if you have a body type or whatever, try to celebrate who you are. Just try to love you. If not for health reasons, there are some things that women should not do because I know there are women who do extra, they go way beyond what is ordinary just to look good, and sometimes it's even detrimental to your
Oh,
health.
that's
So,
true.
yeah.
Okay, let's get now back to Dr. Fola. When I saw the first paintings, we actually have your paintings on screen right now. When I saw the first paintings, I was like, okay, did this guy have a bad experience with women? Perhaps his sisters, perhaps his mother, or perhaps his girlfriend? Did you ever encounter something like that?
No, I didn't. I only had a encounter with vitiligo. That was what really attracted me to working on the skin. So when I found out how my patients with vitiligo felt, I was able to relate it with other skin conditions that I saw at the clinic. And so I decided to just portray them in art. I didn't have a particular I just wanted to show off the skin changes that we have and also encourage people to love themselves for who they are. And now, for me, it's a deeper meaning, you understand? Now I am, pushing for people all over the world, women all over the world to love their bodies and, have that self-esteem and confidence to be who they are, who they want to be, and not to be caged in or, put in a certain box because of the skin changes that they experience, which occur most of the time very naturally.
Wow, that's good. Have you been in contact with Cameroon before, Doctor, or is this your first time?
This is my first time.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm blushing that I brought you to the Cameroonian audience.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're hoping that we're
Thank
going
you
to
very
have
much.
you some other time. Perhaps you come to Cameroon personally to talk about some other things that you're doing. We'd like to thank you
Definitely.
very much for being on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Have a nice day, Doctor. Thank you.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're still on Shine Africa, and I hope that some women have gotten inspired by the intervention of the lawyer and the doctor on all the issues surrounding us as women. And of course, we want to take a musical break once more, ladies and gentlemen, with our guest artist, River Chris.
On dit quoi, Japi?
Let your girl River, notamment. Je dédie ce texte aux partisans de l'effort, ceux-là qui mangent à la sueur de leur front et qui ne laissent jamais rien. On ne baisse pas les bras. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. Môme, la vie est courte, pourquoi quand on te parle tu boudes? Le dehors c'est la jungle, tous ces gens bossent comme des dingues. Tu mimes mal les poids, c'est malchance, attristé, ça move, ça cafouille dans tous les coins et tu le sais. Tu as envie de pousser, tu croises, là y'a des gens qui pensent sur toi. Le dehors a les dents, réveille-toi tant qu'il est temps. Bouge, secoue-toi, et bats-toi comme tu peux. Bouge, secoue-toi, et bats-toi comme tu peux. Ça ne rit pas, ne joue pas, ça ne rit pas, ça ne l'a pas, ça ne rit pas. Je dis ça ne rit pas. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. Où tu mets la cale, la vie est un champ de bataille. Ça passe ou ça casse, pas de place pour les lol. Boss, boss, ça bosse dur. Ah oui, hein. Bouge, bouge, je dis bouge. Boss, boss, ça bosse dur, très dur. Bouge, bouge, je dis bouge. Pas de place pour les flemmards, même le diable évite les connards. Tu dors, ta vie ronfle et la suite c'est le cercueil. Ça ne joue pas, ça ne joue pas, ça ne joue pas. Je dis ça ne joue pas. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. La vie est belle, ne la cache pas. La vie est dure, juste bats-toi. Le dehors c'est la jungle, tu dors, ta vie ronfle. La vie c'est pas le lait mais faut chercher dans tous les coins. La vie c'est pas le piège, faut se battre comme on peut. Pousse, tu mets la cale, mets la cale, mets la cale, mets la cale, mets la cale. Je dis pousse, tu mets la cale.
Wow!
Thank you very
You have
much.
so much energy right there in you, please. So much energy. That's so beautiful. And you look relatively very young. How old are you, please?
24.
24. Wow. And you're doing great musically. When did you start singing?
Till now, I've started 3 years ago. I
Let
think.
me warn, she is French speaking.
Yes.
And I told her that she has to speak all of her English here today. So tell
I'll
us a
try.
bit here. So when did you start singing?
I've started singing till now 3 years ago, I think.
Professionally?
Yes, professionally.
So how many singers do you have and how many albums?
Officially, I have just 2 songs.
Wow, these
Yes,
two
the
that
2
you've done,
I've
yeah.
performed here, yes. The other one are there, but not yet out.
Yeah, you've not released yet. Wow, so what is stopping you from releasing? Do you need promotion or are you comfortable? Or you need somebody to come in and promote you?
Yes, promotion. Need
Wow, so
promotion.
ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just joining, you're on Shine Africa, and we bring to you talents like this so that if you want to get into the entertainment industry, you can pick a fine girl like this and help her out and also help yourself out. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, please?
something good, something that I don't have now.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for coming on Shine Africa.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you on the top. Thank you.
Very much.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
You're welcome back from that very exciting and energetic musical break, ladies and gentlemen. I am still in the company of my very pretty guest, Joy Chefu. We have been talking about all the things that concern women. Now, I'd like us to focus on you. I want to talk about the humanitarian services. No, you're a human rights activist.
Yeah.
Yes, so tell us about that and how you do it.
Okay, this is it's all about helping women. It's all about empowering them, letting them know what their civic rights and obligations are. Because I noticed that most women are ignorant of who they are. They are ignorant of the law. They are ignorant of the possibilities that are available to them made by the law. I'll tell you a short story. During the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, yes, last year, we were somewhere and we were talking about these things that concern women. And someone said that she had that her elder sister was in an abusive relationship and she couldn't break out from that relationship because she was told that she was supposed to go through the court procedure and finally obtain a divorce before she could leave. If she doesn't do that, if she doesn't do it like that, then she's going to, like, the law will not favor her. The judgment is going to be against her.
Wow.
So when I listened to that story, I had goosebumps all over my body. And I was like, what is happening to this woman? Why do you decide to keep yourself in a position where you know nothing that concerns you? Because most women will spend 3 hours on the internet. They are on WhatsApp. They are on Facebook. They are doing
They're
things
chatting and they are not finding out things
yes,
that are
and they're not
important
finding
for
out
them.
things that are important to them. You will make calls, you will dress up, you will go out to places, but you will not visit the right places.
So in the case, the story you just told us, what
Yes.
was she supposed to have done?
Okay, now talking about what she was supposed to have done, the first thing is, if you know what the law says, then you're going to be on the right side, firstly.
What does the law say about that?
It's not like the fact that she has to wait for a divorce is wrong. But in the case of an abusive relationship where a man beats you every day, a man insults you, the first thing is you need to be in a good position to fight. And in that house, you cannot fight properly.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to apply for judicial separation. And while she's out of that house, she'll be in a good position to fight. There are other cases where you can stay in the house until when the divorce procedure is complete. But in her case in particular, because she could die of this situation, there are cases where men have beaten up women and they end. We hear stories of this woman died because her husband got her beaten. If you go to the internet, you'll see such of those stories. There are too many of them. So I think that women need to be informed. You need to have somebody who can give you information. You need to know the places where you can get information from.
Yeah.
It's not all about having money.
Yeah, I know that you are. You also have a kind of short show.
Yeah.
How do you call it again?
Legal Minds
Legal
TV
Minds talk show,
Yeah.
where you talk a lot about these things.
Yeah.
How is it going with that?
It's okay. What I do is I do short videos. I pick topics that are I would say that apply to the society on a daily basis. I'll talk about marriage. I'll talk about police station. I'll talk about how to plead guilty or not guilty, because some people just think that it's when you know grammar, you know English, they ask you, are you guilty or not, and you say guilty. I'm not guilty. Sometimes you don't know the implications of all of that legally. So it's just a short.
So is it on your Facebook page?
Yes, it's on my Facebook page. I do it on Facebook, and sometimes I share to some WhatsApp groups, but on Legal Minds TV talk show on Facebook, or if you follow Joy Chefu, you can always get. Yes.
Okay, we have that running on the screen now.
Yeah.
Is there something you still want to talk to women about? Just a few seconds before we leave, about being confident of who they are.
Yeah. Women should believe in themselves. And when I say believe in yourself, I also mean invest in yourself. try to study, read,
What should they do when people laugh at them? Oh, you have stretch marks. You're
Oh,
so
you have
big.
stretch marks.
Your tummy is big. What should they do?
Love yourself like it is. Celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
You called it fat or you didn't want to call it, but I love me. It's true that I tried to lose some weight, but in the end, you are who you are.
You are
There
who
is
you
really
are.
nothing you can do to change that total form or that look. You can only modify it.
You can modify
But
it.
it cannot go
That's
completely
who you were
up.
meant
Yes,
to be.
exactly.
And you find married women and those who
Yeah.
have like 4 kids comparing their sizes with those who don't. They are
Wow,
not
Moyen
even,
had children.
Voila.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Lawyer Joy Chefu talk. I believe that there are some people in this hall who have some questions for her. It is the audience question.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Sube Phillips Gome. I'm so much passionate about what you just spoke about, but my focus is on the stress mark issue. Nowadays, we find some young girls who put to birth before getting married, and once the stretch marks start showing up, they feel very uncomfortable putting on some gowns. And even those who are even married and bear such marks, they find it difficult to feel comfortable with their husbands. And they get into looking for chemicals or solutions. They go a long way destroying even their homes because they want to please themselves and the society. Now the question is, do we have any specific method to get rid of these marks? Because many women have been stigmatized and they've lost their confidence. Thank you.
I don't know if there are specific methods to lose stretch marks, but I have seen a number of videos on YouTube, or I followed a number of people who have said you can do this, you can mix these, some natural products to get rid of stretch marks and all of that. But I want to say something, and I want to direct it towards the husbands. You talked about people, or let me say towards the partners. Because most of these women have these issues, especially when their partners are not helping. Because if their men tell them, okay, please, this stretch mark is normal, I don't have a problem with it.
And how did she even get it in the first place? Because she gave birth to a child.
Exactly.
To your child.
Exactly. So, at some point in life, those things will come up. At some point in life, when you're giving birth to children, there is no way you can avoid it.
There is
so
no way.
A man should be able to understand and help the woman feel comfortable.
You know, some of the times, the women, the men, once you have given birth to a child, to 2 children, you have those marks, you put on weight, then they leave you in the house and they start going, they go to the women who are...
Those are
so
irresponsible
those
men
are the
and-
things that
yeah.
push women to actually go
Yeah.
doing those things. But I like to tell women that whatever you do, a man who has to go out will go out.
That's true.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And of course, stretch marks are not only reserved for women.
Yeah, there are
there
men
are lots
too
of men
who
with
have
lots of
stretch
stretch
marks,
marks.
yeah.
So what should the women do? Okay, you have been on the hot seat, and it's time for you to ask me a question. You know too much about me, so I don't know the question you'll be asking me now. A simple one, I beg.
I don't want to ask any complicated thing. Just how do you manage to pull all of this? That's just my question.
Thank you very much. You have been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true that this is the first time you are coming on set, but you've always been there when we started since 2016. And it's not easy doing all of this, but with time, it's 4 years we're doing this, and we're gaining experience. We're having some money.
That's the part I like to hear.
I know that's what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell you that after 4 years, I'm not making money on the show. That's not possible.
Okay.
So we have experience, and now we can do things that we were not able to do back then in 2014. And we have a lot of family and friends supporting too.
Yeah, this looks more beautiful than when it just started.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Let me blush a little.
Yeah, you're permitted to blush.
Okay. Now we are going to go to my favorite slot on the show. It is the dance floor. Don't tell me that I don't like dancing, because I know you do. And you said we were going to dance to...
The Goodness of the Lord
Oh.
by Samson.
Okay, that's good. And can we have our DJ on that beat?
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
Turn me around, make me wanna dance. Even when I know one dance, my body goes in moving. Turn me around, make me wanna dance. The goodness of the Lord, they make me shout. The goodness of the Lord, they make me shout. What do you don't do? I'm not enough if I can go. I want to testify what I cannot quantify. The goodness of the Lord, they make me shout.
You wanted to start changing your style, unfortunately for you. But we are going to see how many marks you've made for yourself dancing. Was it a 5? No. Was it a 7? No. Was it a 9? 9 on 10. So right now you're just going to sign on this African calabash. Let me help you with the mic. Get any space that's convenient to you.
Somewhere they can see.
Oh, let me leave you to decide that for yourself.
Okay, I'll stay here.
We'll start putting the calabash upside down. So. Wow, thank you very much. And we have it right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Yes. That's for verification that you were here on Shine Africa.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave here the same way you came. So we're giving you a little Shine Africa pillow.
Wow.
So that you can go and continue to spread the good news about women.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
feel
you.
honored to be on this platform. I love it.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
and see you some other time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shine, Africa, shine. Shine, Africa, shine.
Before we take leave of you, here is our watchword. It is an African proverb which says, an old woman is always uneasy when dry bones are mentioned in a proverb. An old woman is always uneasy when dry bones are mentioned in a proverb. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we call it a wrap on this episode of Shine Africa. And we have been at the Somata Hotel in BMC Yaoundé. Of course, I remain your host, Reverend Abongta Mirabel Serengwa. Until next time, it's a bye-bye from me to you. Bye-bye. And I am your host, Reverend Abongta Mirabel Serengwa. On today's episode of the what?
On today's episode.
I am your host, Reverend Abongta Mirabel Serengwa. On today's episode of the what?
On today's episode.